Hello, and welcome back to the Owen Glendore Model Railway. In this video, we'll be reviewing the Bachmann Henry. This Bachmann Henry was given to me by my brother as a Christmas present last year. He bought it from Tootley Thomas for a price that I think was something like £120, which is quite excellent for the price. I've had it, the locomotive, for a good while now, and it's a surprisingly good locomotive going around the track. But that's for later on in the video. For now, it's time to get up close and personal and show the details of this fine locomotive. There he is, the Bachmann Henry, up close and personal. For me, Bachmann has well represented Henry quite well here, in the same sort of detail as he appeared in the original TV show during the 80s up to now. The details of him are quite excellent. His face, the big smile, representation of delivery is beautifully well represented. Not much of a cab, but for these Bachmann Thomas line, they're not known for cab detail. And if you want to put cab detail in, there's enough room to do so. The tender is as accurate to the show as possible, and it is beautifully represented here. For those who don't know much on the Bachmann Thomas line, that Henry shares the same chassis for his body as well as his tender from the Bachmann Gordon. So, the performance of the Bachmann Henry is similar to the Bachmann Gordon. And in fairness to both models, the performance is actually quite excellent. Unlike Edward, which you would have to get special coaches for, so it would look prototypical on the track. You can put normal Hornby or Bachmann, whatever coaches you want, and Henry would be happy to haul them. You could even go and have your own miniature representation of the flying kipper, and Henry would be more than happy to haul it. It's time, with that said and done, it's time to talk about the history of his magnificent loco. Henry was built in 1919 by people who stole rejected designs from Sir Nigel Gresley and used any parts they could use to finish off the design. When they discovered that Henry was not much of a good steamer, they sold him on to Sir Topham, believing that Henry was an Atlantic. When Sir Topham received Henry and seen on how poor he was performing, well, let's just say the words coming out of Sir Topham's mouth, I wouldn't say was kid-friendly. But unlike the people who built Henry, Sir Topham was a determined man, knowing that Henry had the determination and spirit to be a really useful engine. So he sought out and gotten Welsh coal for Henry. For a good while, Henry's potential and performance increased to a point that he was the strongest locomotive on Sodor, capable of hauling the flying kipper, coaches, and many sorts of large freight. Henry continued on valiantly until 1935. On one night in 1935, whilst hauling the flying kipper, Henry was involved in a pretty severe crash, just pretty much destroying him almost. Taking the opportunity to improve Henry for good, Sir Topham had taken Henry to crew. while to be turned into a Stania Black 5, and which he stays in its design up to this day, which his performance and abilities on any of his tasks improved insignificantly. He became a truly useful engine, proving the odds against diesels during the 60s, proving that he can still be a really good haul freight locomotive. Nowadays, he still works on Sodor with his friends, but he's not much seen often. But we all hope he's doing well. With that said and done, it's time to take Henry down to the track and show us what he is truly made of. There he is, the Bachmann Henry, ready to show us how much of a really useful engine he is. For this running session, I thought it would be a great idea to run him with some LNER teak coaches. I thought that they would complement his livery beautifully. Joining him on this running session is Gordon, with some great resting coaches. As well as that, we have a mascot to the channel. Say hello to Headley. He was built by myself as a kit. He'll have a video of his own soon enough explaining his history. For now, he is running a set of blood and custard coaches. I believe that they would suit him perfectly for this running session. For now, it's time to let these really useful engines show us how excellently they run around the track. Well, that was a good, fun, memorable running session. That concludes my review on the Bachmann Henry. I would heavily recommend anyone who is interested in the Bachmann Thomas line to buy the Bachmann Henry. The details is just about perfect for the TV show and good for anyone who enjoys Thomas and his friends. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to the Lone Ranger Motoring channel. With that said and done, see you next time.